Right. Election season is right around the corner. This is probably going to be like one of the biggest elections of a lot of our lives, and it's election season right now. And we're on with Wayne Barnett, Executive Director of the Seattle Ethics and Elections Commission. Welcome, Wayne. And first of all, let me say, I'm glad that there's some sort of office around ethics in elections.
Hey, thank you very much. It's nice to be here, Omari.
All right. So today we're talking to you about democracy vouchers.
Yes.
Okay. So, and I have some questions together, but I've been hearing about democracy vouchers for a minute, but maybe you can actually break down what is democracy voucher.
Yeah. Well, the Democracy Voucher program is only operating in Seattle. It's the only city in the country where democracy vouchers are currently in existence. And it's really a way to put power into the hands of people who otherwise wouldn't have the ability to contribute money to a campaign of their choice. So it's a way to get money into people's hands and to get them involved in the political process. I think, this 2019, we had more candidates than we've ever had before. We had a lot of competitive races. And I think part of that really has to do with the fact that we have vouchers out there.
So hold on. So is a democracy voucher like real money?
Yes, it is. It's four $25 vouchers are mailed to every Seattle resident, every Seattle registered voter, as well as lawful permanent residents or U.S. nationals who apply to participate in the program. And it is $100 that those folks can contribute to whatever candidate they would like for city office. I want to make it clear it's only for candidates for mayor, the 9 city council members, and the city attorney. Those are the only races for which the vouchers are eligible.
Okay. So I'm just connecting the dots here. So basically, democracy voucher is if you're an eligible registered voter who lives within the municipality of Seattle, then they get mailed four $25 vouchers, and then those vouchers can be used to contribute to a campaign of a candidate who's running for any city office, which would be the mayor, the 9 city council seats, or the city attorney.
Yes, although just the only amendment to that is it's not just registered voters. It is lawful permanent residents as well. The
Oh,
program
okay.
is designed to create an opportunity for non-residents, non-citizens to participate in the political process.
I'm from the Central District, and there we would say that you guys are putting money in the streets. Huh? I mean, it's yeah, and let's not be any fools. And clearly, you're not. That I mean, it takes money to run a political campaign, and I guess what I see here is that by putting this money out there into the process, people, and they're not restricted. I mean, you're not telling them who they need to vote for. They need to vote for a Democrat or a Republican or independent. You're just saying like, hey, or put their vouchers towards. They can put their vouchers towards any candidate that's on the ballot, regardless of their political persuasion.
Yes, although the candidate does they have to qualify to participate in the program. We don't want to give money to people who literally don't have any support. People, I think Arizona, there's public financing, and people sometimes kind of prank the program. They get the money and they spend it on things that aren't really relevant to campaigns. So we do.
So you got to meet a threshold.
Right. Exactly.
Right. Okay. Well, man, I'm glad that we cleared that up because I wanted to actually hear about that. First question for you here is, what does the Seattle Ethics and Elections Commissions do?
Well, we're really kind of the people who try to make sure that government is really working for the interests of the people, and it's not, kind of a friends and family network for the powerful. So we administer the ethics code, which governs the behavior of city employees, the elections code, which governs campaigns and how they're run. We also administer the lobbying code, which requires people who are down there paid to lobby the city council to register with us and report how much they're being paid. And we administer the whistleblower protection code, which is an avenue for city employees who believe that they are witness to things that are violations of the law or otherwise improper to report to us, and we investigate those and protect those employees.
Right. And you guys ever get any, as far as ethics go? Is that a busy office for you, or are we getting violations down there in the ethics, or at least reports of violations down there?
We do get some. I really think my main focus and my time here at the office has been on training and letting people know that they should come to us and ask questions. It's like, do you want to get people in trouble, or do you want to make sure people are following the rules? And my goal is to make sure people are following the rules.
Back to the Democracy Voucher Program. Like me, if I want to run for office, how can I take advantage of this program? What are some of the thresholds that are out there that for me, and I'm not throwing my hat in the ring. Everybody's like, let's do something. But I'm just saying, me as example, if I wanted to run for office, how could I take advantage of the Democracy Voucher Program?
Well, it differs for the different layers of government. So for example, the most recent elections, the district city council seats, they just had to collect 150 contributions of $10 or more from residents. Half of them had to be from people within their district. And they had to agree to participate in 3 debates and to comply with some spending limits. And by the way, those spending limits can be lifted if you're faced with high spending opponents. So it's really, I think last time we had 35 or even more than that of the candidates who ran for office qualified to participate in the program. So it was not a really difficult burden for them. For the at-large city attorney, for the at-large city council races and the city attorney, it's 300 contributions of $10 or more and 300 signatures. And for the mayor, it'll be 400 contributions of $10 or more. So,
and I'll be honest with you, if you can't get 150 people to give you $10, then you probably want to wait until the next election cycle anyway, and get your grassroots game up, right?
Right. Yes. Thank you. That is something that is really intended to, you can't, politics is a team sport. And if you don't have 150 people on your team.
About these democracy vouchers though. So if you have the numbers, fine. If not, it's cool. Is last cycle or whenever all this went out, how many vouchers went out, or total amount of democracy vouchers were in the streets, and then how many were redeemed? Like people you're finding that they used all 4 vouchers, they used 2 vouchers, how much was out there? People want to know.
Yeah. I think in the end of the program, we spent $2.4 million in 2019.
$2.4 million. Me, yeah. I need to run for office.
But I think at the end, I think 8% of people to whom we sent vouchers returned them. So, it is, I think before the voucher program, there was some research done that showed, I don't think more than 2% of Seattleites ever contributed to a campaign. So we really had just 1.5% of people making the decision about.
Hold on, 2% of Seattleites contributed to a campaign.
A Seattle campaign, a city campaign.
Seattle campaign.
Yeah.
Man, that Seattle freeze is real.
It is.
Jeez. And so what, you said like 8% now, or you had 8% with the vouchers?
Yeah. 2019, it was up to 8%. So.
All right. Well, Wayne, I appreciate you joining us here on the Morning Update Show, filling us in about what your office does and the Democracy Voucher Program.
Hey, thank you, Omari.
All right. Talk to you soon.
All right. Take care.